Hey everyone, welcome to another video. So in this video, we'll try and understand a well-known investment scheme brought up by the government, and that is the National Pension Scheme, or NPS. Throughout the course of the video, we'll try and understand what NPS is, what are the two types of accounts under NPS, the types of modes of investments, the most important feature, why a lot of people prefer NPS, and that is tax benefits. And finally, why NPS is better when compared to the traditional government schemes as far as returns and expenses are concerned. So first things first, and that is, what is NPS? Well, NPS is an investment scheme brought up by the Government of India, which is regulated by the PFRDA, or the Provident Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, which allows Indian citizens between the ages of 18 to 60 to make investments or contributions into this fund, so that once you cross the age of 60, which is supposedly your retirement age, you get enough income in the form of pension from this NPS scheme. The beauty about the scheme is that this is market linked or market driven, which means that whatever investments you make, whether it is lump sum or SIP or whatever, it is reinvested into the market, whether it is equity or debt. Coming to accounts investments, there are two types of accounts under NPS. You have a Tier 1 account and a Tier 2 account. The Tier 1 account is a main account or the permanent account where you start your initial investments or contributions. There are restrictions on withdrawals because you cannot do a full withdrawal and all that before you reach the age of 60. And you can start with a minimum investment of rupees 500. Tier 2 is a more voluntary account. You can only come to Tier 2 once you have started investments in Tier 1. There are no restrictions on withdrawals, and the minimum investment in Tier 2 is rupees 250. There are predominantly four asset classes under NPS. You have E, which stands for equity, C, corporate debt, G for government bonds, and A stands for alternate investment funds like your real estate investment trusts. So when you invest into NPS, the fund will invest into these four different asset classes. There are two investment choices available for the investor or the contributor, and that is the active choice and the automatic choice. Well, the active choice is one where you choose into which asset category you want to invest, whereas the automatic choice is something that most people prefer, wherein you just choose the particular NPS fund you want to invest in, and depending upon your risk appetite, that particular NPS fund will invest into whether it is equity, corporate debt, government bonds, or AIFs. Under the automatic choice, the trend that is seen is that as your age grows, the risk category or the appetite of risk goes down, in the sense that as your age goes up, the NPS fund will not invest in high risk assets, it will only invest in the low risk asset categories. Coming to tax benefits, well, NPS has a lot of tax benefits. The most famous one is that under the old regime, if you've invested in a year 2 lakhs into NPS, then you get 1,50,000 as a direct deduction from your taxable income under a particular section, and you get an additional 50,000 rupees as a tax deduction from a different section. In other words, if X is your taxable income, then you can reduce 2 lakhs straight from this taxable income, and the remaining net income will be subject to tax. Tier 1 has one more tax benefit. If you're doing a partial withdrawal, which you can under Tier 1, then up to 25% of the partial withdrawal or partial redemption is tax-free under Tier 1. The third tax benefit is quite interesting, and what it says is that once you reach the age of 60, that is, once you have a corpus and you withdraw 60%, you withdraw or redeem out of that corpus, there is no capital gain tax on the 60% withdrawal from the corpus once you attain the age of 60. But for the remaining 40% that you withdraw, there will be tax that will be applicable, and it will be as per the normal tax slabs. One important thing to understand is, as far as partial withdrawals are concerned, in Tier 2 there are no tax benefits fixed to it. Coming to returns and expenses, quite interesting. As far as returns are concerned, NPS is far higher, far better than your normal FD, EPF and PPF, because it is a more market oriented or market driven investment scheme. Average will be around 12% for a moderate risk taker. It will be around 12% per annum that you can get under NPS. As far as expense is also concerned, it is also at an advantage because when compared to index funds and other mutual funds, the expense ratio is fairly low, which means you invest for 60 years and once you withdraw, the amount of expense that you'll incur in investing will be far lesser in NPS when compared to mutual funds and other index funds. Here are some of the pension funds. If you take the automatic route, depending upon whether you want to go the aggressive, conservative or the moderate way, you have a list of NPS funds that you can choose. The method of investments is quite easy. You do your initial KYC, you choose your particular NPS fund. You can either do an SIP or a lump sum investment, and then you'll get average 5-year returns as shown here, which is ranging from around 14 to 13.2% and so on. Well, I hope I was able to make things clear in this particular video. If you like the video, do show support to us by hitting the like button. If you want more videos like these on a regular basis through notifications, you could also think of hitting on the subscribe button. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and thank you.